if something is not working, you really have to get very analytical based on numbers. I would say practically numbers. That means going down to your tracking and figuring out what's going on there. And that's where you want to start off. Lead conversion issues. So there was a post inside of our Facebook group this week about, it was actually Kiki, who's one of our members, who posted, hey, is anybody doing well with Google LSA? And a lot of people commented on the post, and I'm reading the comments and I'm like, everybody's saying different things. But I basically had a different answer, which for me, the answer is always when something is not working, you got to troubleshoot it. It's like going to the doctor and the doctor goes, ask the doctor, what's wrong with me? The doctor is like, oh, you're broken, or something doesn't work. It's like, what's not working? So it just doesn't work. Like, what doesn't work? Like, what's not working? So we could figure out how we can fix it. So it's the same thing. If something is not working, you really have to get very analytical based on numbers. I would say practically numbers. That means going down to your tracking and figuring out what's going on there. And that's where you want to start off. So from now on, anything's not working, first thing I'm always going to ask is, what's your numbers? How much you spend? How many leads did you get? What's your cost per lead? How many qualified leads did you get? What's your cost per qualified lead? How many clients did you get? And what's your cost acquisition? From that, you could see what is off. So let's talk about this. And it's a PSA essentially. And I want you guys to understand this kind of mindset. This is how I evaluate things. Okay, so the problem is if you're having trouble signing up clients, and this really one concept that I'll share with you is really gonna help you troubleshoot it, okay? So if you're having trouble signing up clients, understand this one key concept. Your lead conversion rate depends on your traffic source, your client source, okay? Where the leads are coming from. Okay, so traffic sources or client sources. By the way, whenever you talk about traffic, it just means where your leads or your clients are coming from. So let's just say you have your traffic sources like Google, Facebook ads, your email list, YouTube. Okay, so how often you sign up those leads depends on which of those they are, which of the platforms, which practice type, and your geographic location, your competitors, different factors. So let's just get that out. Okay, on Google, Google is a search-based platform. Somebody who goes on Google, they're the ones initiating. The intent is higher because they're the one that first took action, because the prospect is actively searching for a solution. So you should expect usually a higher lead conversion rate. Ballpark estimate, like 10 to 20%. You're doing really, really well, 20%, but minimum, you should be doing at least 10%. 10% of the leads that you get from Google ads and things like that. If you're not setting up 10%, we'll talk about how to troubleshoot that, okay? On Facebook or YouTube ads or TikTok ads or anywhere else where you're where somebody's not actively searching for you, but you're interrupting them like, hey, you have this problem, I could help you. The intent is lower because they're not actively searching for you. Instead, you're interrupting them and asking them if they have this problem. Okay, so it's a completely different mindset of the prospect that's coming to you. So the conversion rate for that is usually lower, significantly lower. Ballpark estimate between 5 to 10%. Doing 10%, you're amazing. You're killing it. You're probably doing multi-million dollars. And most likely the reality is maybe like 3-4%, but if you can get yourself above like 5%, then you're golden. You're doing really well. Ultimately, it comes down to the traffic source and being super, super hardcore with your tracking and numbers and troubleshooting your issues based on the numbers. Okay, this is the way to troubleshoot it. So you guys already been exposed to keep track of things, and what numbers I look at. Number one is the cost. Okay, let's just say it costs $3,000. Second is I look at the number of leads that I got. Let's just say I got 100 leads. Third thing I look at is the cost per lead, which is basically the cost divided by number of leads. Well, it costs $3,000 to get 100 leads, so that the cost per lead is $30. Fourth thing I look at is clients. Out of the 100 leads, let's just say I signed up 10 clients. And last thing is cost per acquisition, which is basically the cost divided by a number of clients. So 3,000 divided by 10 is 300. Okay, this is minimum of numbers that you need. You could potentially throw in there how many qualified leads did you get, and then also if you get this number, then make sure to get your cost per qualified lead. You could also get from leads to meetings. So from those leads that you did get, how many meetings did you get, which could give you per meeting. You could also do how many show-ups did you get, give you your show-up rate, and also could give you cost per show, basically. But at the very bare minimum, this is kind of what we're looking at. If somebody comes and says this is not working without them sharing what's going on, that's like, again, going back to the analogy of the doctor. The doctor's like, something's wrong with you, and you're like, what is going on? Well, the actual analysis of like what's going on is this. So when you see this, when you see that you get 100 leads and you signed up 0 clients, well, the issue isn't the traffic source, because you're getting leads from it. If that's the case, there's a fall off. There's an issue here. That means it's a lead conversion issue. And it's most likely something with your intake team and your lead automation and your lead kind of, as soon as you get the lead, what happens afterwards? And that's where we start. At least we figured out the problem is the lead conversion issue. So that's the first thing. Second thing is we shared that every source is different. So, well, we know where the source is. It's from Google. So we should at least expect a 10%. And if it's not 10%, then something is off with our lead conversion issue. Again, which I have a kind of like a troubleshooting list that I'll share with you later of like what are the different reasons why it wouldn't work. But at least it's like we figure out that it's not a traffic issue, the lead conversion issue from this, if you're not getting any clients.
Hey, hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you're a lawyer and you're looking to work smart, scale fast, and enjoy life, right below this video, you'll find a link to book a call to speak to my team so we can tell you how we've been able to help over 500 law firm owners scale their law firm. Now back to the video.
The other thing too is, let's go through it. So if you got 20 leads and you didn't send up any clients, that's not a traffic issue. That's a conversion issue. That's the first thing to say. Second is your sample size. Most of the people also like, they come to me as like, it didn't work. I'm like, how much you spend? Oh, a couple $100. I'm like, $200? Like, that's not it. Like, that's nothing. Like, what is a couple $100? You need to at least get at least 100 leads for it to be somewhat meaningful. Okay. So your sample size should be at least 100 leads. Very, very important. So you cannot make decisions based on a couple $100, couple of days, couple of weeks. Usually it's minimum, I say it's like 2 or 3 months. 2 months is like a good ballpark estimate, 2 or 3 months, and at least 100 leads for you to say, did I get this 5% conversion rate or this 10% conversion rate? So you got to give yourself a chance. If you don't get up to that sample size, you're just like you're preventing yourself from getting anywhere. So you're not giving yourself a chance to find out whether this will work for you or not. How do I know this? Because this is literally what I live and breathe. I'm generating 10 to 20,000 leads a month. Literally, I think honestly, I'm at like 800 leads a day at this point. And a lot of that from that experience is that I learned from experience that you shouldn't just give up on a traffic source and say it doesn't work. It takes resilience. That means not giving up and constant refinement to make things work. I've never ever, it's been really rare that I just put up something for my first campaign, all of a sudden I start getting leads and everything is just like flowing. No, I'm very experimental. When I put up ads or you put up things, trying out different niches, trying different languages, I'm trying different hooks, trying different images and videos and ad, trying everything until I find that one messaging, one hook, one video, one like language, one thing that works. And that's what it takes, is that resilience and not giving up on it and just not saying it just doesn't work. That's why it doesn't work for 80% of people who try it and give up within 30 or 60 days. That's why I would say work backwards, create your plan up front so that for 3 months, kind of so prevents you from kind of falling off this kind of plan 3 months in. And the resilient players win long term. Okay. Little rant, but I think honestly, if you understand this big thing and then you kind of instill this in yourself, not giving up, understanding that it takes what I share with you, get obsessed with your tracking, know your numbers, and stay resilient. This is literally 80% of your chance of success. If you tap into this, you'll be successful. If you don't, if you're missing any of these, you don't have your tracking, you don't know your numbers, you don't stay resilient, you're gonna have a hard time. And you're probably gonna end up, usually for that, is like blaming either the marketer or the thing or this or that. It's just about being very analytical and knowing what is going on.
Lawyer Nation, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, take a moment right now to subscribe right below and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I post a video, because right now I'm posting 5 videos a week, providing lots of value to lawyers. So click right here to subscribe, and to watch the next most relevant video, click right here. Go do it. Go watch it.